Hi, my name is Mark, and today I will show you the proper way of donning and doffing your PPE. First of all, we need to wash our hands before this procedure. I already did, but that is a very important step in donning and doffing, so you should need to do that first. But for now, I gathered our supplies, so I have gown, face mask, eye protection, and gloves, and also our hand sanitizer. So now we need to sanitize our hands first. Make sure you're not wearing any jewelry before sanitizing your hands. And make sure all surfaces of the hand is covered. And make sure your hand is dry before you start donning the equipments. So the first equipment we're going to put on is our gown. If your gown has the tie, you should tie it very well. Some gowns have a tie on the back and also on the neck part. So once it's good, you need to wear your face mask. And now we can put on the eye shield. And lastly, we can put on our gloves now. And make sure the gloves is covering the wrist part of your lab gown. And there you go. That's the right way of donning. And now we will proceed in doffing our PPE. First off, we start with our gloves. And when we're taking off our gloves, we want to make sure that we are not touching the outer part of the gloves. There you go, and that's going to the garbage. And we can sanitize our hands now. And make sure your hands will be dried and the sanitizer is absorbed. And now we can take off the gown. And we also want to make sure that we are not touching the front part of our gown because it's contaminated. And that's going to the garbage, and we need to do our hand hygiene again. And make sure your hands are dried before you start taking off your eye shield and mask. And when taking off the eye shield, we're only touching the handles and not the eye part because it might be contaminated. And that's going to the garbage. And next is our mask. We only touch the strings. We try not to touch the mask because it might be contaminated as well. And that is going to the garbage. And lastly, we need to sanitize our hands again. If your hands is soiled or it feels and looks dirty, you need to wash hands after. And make sure your hands are dried before you're done. There. That's how you do doffing of PPEs. Hi, so this is my reflection of practice regarding the lab assignment of proper procedure in donning and doffing the PPE. And I want to start things off with the things that didn't go well. First of all, I didn't had a chance to pick up the right lab kits that was provided by Norquest. So I got my supplies outside the school, and I think my eye protection and the gown especially was not the right one that we have been using, because I know that the gown should cover your front and your back, but the gown that I have was it you can see my back from it, so I am not sure if that is good. And also the eye protection as well, so maybe I should reorganize my schedule and set my priorities right. And also one thing that went well today was I learned how to properly do the donning and doffing of PPEs. I learned about the the right order of putting them on and taking them off as safely as possible. And I have been very particular with touching the contaminated parts in the gown and gloves and the mask. I think that went well for me, and maybe in the future I could be more familiar with the PPE equipments that I've been wearing and I've been using, because I've noticed in the videos that I've been taking too much time in putting them on because I'm not too familiar with them yet. But maybe soon I could have more practice. That's it. Thank you for watching.